Hey y'all, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Roxanne, and on this channel I do all sorts of nail content, demos, hauls, how-tos, you name it. In this video I'll be showing you how to use the 2-bead method to do a simple polygel set. If you're interested, then please just keep watching. Hi my babies, I hope you're having an amazing day or night, whatever time it may be whenever you are catching this video. So as you guys can see, we're jumping right in. I'm taking this beautiful nude by Macart. This is one of their polygels. This is called Daydream, and I'm using this color as the color for the set today. So I'm just taking one bead of that color, and I did place that down onto the free edge of the nail. And now you guys just see me lightly brushing, patting, and pressing that polygel into place. In this part of the process, you guys, I am mainly focusing on the free edge. So I do want to make sure that I do have proper coverage throughout that area. But once I like what that looks like, I do go ahead and do a full cure for about 60 seconds before moving on to my second bead. So I'll hush, I'll let you guys watch. I'll be back in a second. I'll hush, you watch. So now that my first bead has been fully cured, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go in my second bead. And if you guys don't notice, I did go ahead and place the second bead right where I intend to create my apex. So I did go ahead and wet my brush and tap off just a little bit of the excess. And now I'm just patting and pressing my polygel into place, making sure that I'm working ever so gently when it comes to the side walls and the cuticle or eponychium area, because I do not want any flooding. And I think it's also important, you guys, to mention that my brush is more on the wet side. And the reason for this is because I noticed that if my brush is more on the wet side, I do not move as much product around as I would as if it were dry. And I really wanted a bulk of that product to stay right in that apex area. And I just wanted to use my brush just to feather down those sides, just to feather in that second bead with the first one, if that makes sense. So I'll hush, I'll let you guys watch this. I'll back in a little bit. I'll hush, you watch. So you guys, if you know me, you'll know I like to do multiple fingers at once. I've been using polygel for a little while now, so I am comfortable with this technique, but it does take a little bit of practice. One of the biggest things I always like to suggest, if you are going to work with multiple nails at once when it comes to polygel, after placing that polygel down onto the free edge or the nail, just make sure you try to pat it in place as best as you can. But then just realize that you have to work kind of quickly, because polygel can tend to slide if you are not watching it, and it does slide off the nail if you are not careful. So yeah, you guys, I just wanted to mention that. And by the way, I'm not sure if you guys can hear it, but I do have a bit of a cold. There is a flu going around, you guys, in Georgia, and I believe in New Jersey as well, which is ironic because that is my home state. No, it is not the Rona, y'all. It is not Rona. But yeah, I am getting better and better every day, but that is what you hear in my voice. So anyway, you guys, back to the nails. As you guys can see, I've now made it onto the middle fingernail, and I'm still doing that very first bead on each of the nail, and I'm lightly just brushing that polygel down, making sure that I have proper color and product coverage, because these are C-curve tips, and you can tend to miss the sides if you're not careful. So I'm just going to continue to lightly brush, pat, and place that product exactly where I want it to be. And then once I like what it looks like on this middle finger, I do move on to the ring finger, and I will be using the exact same process, just feathering it down from the natural nail bed, making sure that I have coverage on the free edge of the nail, and then of course trying to keep my sides and my free edge intact. So I'll hush. I'll let you guys watch this. I'll be back in a second. Another thing that I think is important to mention is knowing which brands you can actually do this technique with. One thing about Macart is their polygel has very good viscosity, so it's more on the dense side than it is loose. So there's a good possibility that this polygel will not slide as quickly as other polygels that may be softer or looser polygels. So for me, whenever I know I'm going to try to work through a set quickly or apply product quickly, I tend to use Macart or SXC or Savvyland because those polygels are more on the thick side, and that's actually why I enjoy those polygel brands much more, just because I really enjoy the viscosity of the polygel, the thickness of the polygel. So like I mentioned, you guys, this technique might not work if you're using a softer polygel or a polygel that slides quickly off the nail. Or another thing that may affect the thickness of the polygel is the temperature of the room. So if you're in a warmer room or in a warmer climate, you may have a softer product to work with, and this technique may not work for you. But like I mentioned, Macart is amazing with their polygel. They just get their chemistry right every time. So yeah, I did want to just come in and mention that as well, you guys. I don't want you guys to try this and think you're failing because it's you. It might just be your product. So anyway, you guys, I'll hush. I'll let you guys watch this. I'll be back in a little bit. I'll hush. You watch. So my babies, another thing I wanted to mention in terms of the 2-bead method is just being mindful of where you are placing that second bead. If you'll notice, I placed my second bead a little bit away from the eponychium area, and the reason that I left that gap there is because I wanted to be able to control how much product was as close to the eponychium area using the tip of my brush. And I wanted to allow the product to have some room to slide back just in case it did while I was working and feathering that product down the free edge of the nail. But once I like what this looked like, I did go ahead and do a full cure for 60 seconds before moving in on my pinky nail. And on this nail, you guys, if you'll notice, a majority of the nail was covered, but I did want to go in and just make sure that I had a proper apex and the structure and shape was there. So you guys do see me patting and brushing that product into place. And then once I like what this looks like, I do, of course, do another full cure for 60 seconds before going in and doing my shaping. Here are the nails now that the product has been laid and fully cured, and here are my left and my right hand, you guys. And now I'm just going in with my hand file, and I'm going to go ahead and just make sure that the free edge and the sides are nice and sharp before going in with my e-file and taking care of any lumps and bumps or anything that might be over top of the nail. You guys, I did enjoy doing this video for you guys, but if I have to be honest, this length is a little too short for me. If you've been following me on Instagram, you'll know I've been wearing really long nails lately and I've been enjoying it. So I did not keep these nails on, you guys. I did take them off kind of soon after the video actually, but here are the nails now that they have been shaped and ready to go for design. You guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helped someone, and I hope it helped you guys learn how to get more comfortable using polygel, because it is a wonderful product. Y'all, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what it is you want to see next. And hey, check out these videos that they have suggested for you guys. I love you guys so much. Until the next time, y'all. Peace.